welcome to BeatzNEatz. Today we are making griddle banana raisin quinoa pancakes. I know that's a mouthful, but so are these pancakes. When I tell you they are excellent, I love them because they're a special treat for Saturdays or days when you just want something outside of the regular breakfast, something you can do with your kids, have fun, get something wholesome inside of your pancakes. Not just regular pancakes, but adding, a few extra things to boost the protein. You can boost protein with quinoa. I have some protein powder that's optional that you can add also to your pancake mix. I have raisins to add to the mix. And then let me tell you about this right here. You want an extra ripe banana. If you're trying to substitute egg, very ripe banana is a very good substitute to bind everything together the same way an egg would. So that's a great option. We have our blueberries that we're going to finish with, some cinnamon, and we're going to finish it off with some pecans. Pecans, wherever part of the country that you're from, we're going to finish with that. We also have some almond milk, and we have our pancake mix. I'm not a baker, so I always use pancake mix. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way with the flour and everything else and knock yourself out. But today I have some pancake mix. So I'm using my griddle top because I like the nice crispy edges to it. I like the texture that it gives to the pancakes, similar to using a cast iron skillet. Something about those crispy edges just adds a nice touch to your griddle cakes, which is really what makes it a griddle cake, if you ask me, in my opinion. So you ready to cook? Let's cook. So I have my pancake mix here. I already measured out. This is a cup. You deal probably about 5 or 6 pancakes. If you want more, of course, you can double the amount. So I'm just going to add about a half a cup for now, just to see if I have the consistency that I want. And kids get excited about making pancakes. So this is something that you could do with your children. Get out of the norm of eating the cereal. I love pancakes. I should get a shirt that says I love pancakes. Speaking of shirts, starve, take out, cook. And I'm a big fan of not starving by any means. I love to eat. Take out sometimes. I say 20% of the time. But cooking, there's something about cooking that, there's so many benefits to cooking. So I'm going to grab a spoon, just give it another mix around. I'm going to go ahead and add in my protein powder, just a little bit. You don't have to do a full scoop if you're using, like I said, it's optional. So I just add maybe a third of a scoop. And that'll give it, depending on the type of protein powder that you use, give it a little bit of extra sweetness to it. And that also thickens it up a little bit. And as an adult, I just experimented one day in the kitchen. I was just had some leftover cooked quinoa. Because, you can batch cook quinoa and eat it, for a few days. It really cooks well and sits really well, I should say, in the fridge. So I had this leftover quinoa and I was like, what would it be like if I added the cooked quinoa to my pancake mix? Just curious, see what was going to happen. I just took a big tablespoon, tossed it in, and gave it a whirl. Because the kitchen is all about experimentation. doing novel things, finding out what you like. And that's the best part of cooking is the experimentation. How can I combine something I really like, with something that is also healthy and beneficial, like quinoa? Quinoa is a complete protein. So we have our protein powder in here as well. And then we got our healthy fats in the pecans. We get our micronutrients in the blueberries, our antioxidants. And then we get that fiber in the raisins. And this butter here, this is an olive oil butter, plant-based. And of course, if you want to use syrup, by all means. But there's just something about honey that has that element of not overly sweet or overly saturated with sugar, but just a nice touch. I really love honey. It has a lot of health benefits to it. And not to forget our very ripe banana. We're going to add that in also. So if you're it's very ripe. If you're not using eggs, it's a very good vegan option. You see it's very extremely ripe. And what this does is it adds potassium, and I usually mash it before I add it in, but it's pretty much really mashed in itself. And what this does is, like I said, if you have allergies to dairy, or eggs, a ripe banana, a very ripe banana, it has to be very ripe, will bind up your pancake mix the same way an egg would bind up your pancake mix. So make sure everything is together. It has a nice consistency to it. And so I have my raisins. Let me get my griddle ready. So I usually cook mine at about 350. But this griddle cooks really fast, so I have to make sure that I don't burn my pancakes. That would be sad. I'd be so disappointed. All this goodness and ingredients in this pancake mix. You can add the raisins to the pancake mix, but when I cook them, I like an even distribution of raisins throughout my pancakes. And I like that nice touch when they're sitting right up on the edge when I go to plate it and everything, and I can see the pancake and I can see the raisins, sitting right there on top. So what I'll do is when I add my pancakes to this griddle, I just go ahead and drop some raisins right over in there, flip them over, and the beautifulness of it all. Wow. And bring your kids in, even with the blueberries. If I want to add some blueberries to the top of the batter and then flip it over and get the same effect as the raisins, you can do that too. But I like the fresh blueberries finished on top. Like kids can do it with chocolate chips. If they like chocolate chips, that's a good option. I can even add the nuts, the pecans, to the mix if I wanted to. But I like to finish it with all that stuff. So it looks like our batter is ready to go. It has this consistency that I really like. It's not going to run off the griddle. It's not going to be too thick. And I still can get that. So my pan is heated. It looks like it's ready to go. So I'm going to grab some butter. Give it a test. And butter adds that element of crispiness to it. Like when my grandmother, she made the best pancakes, I tell you. and it will have that crunch on the edges of it. And it, like, when I make these pancakes, it really takes me back and think about her and how she turned this down and how she would make those griddle pancakes. And I was like, when I grow up, I want to do the same type of pancakes that she did. And those were amazing, like the best pancakes I've ever had in my life. And of course, I'm going to save some butter for the end when I, take my pancakes off and add another little, you know, add some more butter to the resting pancakes. Like an artiste, you paint your palette with the butter. Not the butter, the butter. I don't want any part of my pancakes to stick. And I want that nice crunch on it. Now I'm just going to toss it all out. No, I'm not throwing away any food. No, I'm not. Not this kid. I eat too much. And this seems like a lot of butter, but it's really not. It's all what your health goals are. You're not going to do this every day. A little healthy fat. A little healthy fat here and there is not going to kill you. Okay. So we got everything. You know what? I need to add my cinnamon to my mix. So I just add. I knew something was missing. I was like, this color is it's too light. Just throw that in. And cinnamon has great benefits as well for the body. Not only does it taste great, it's beneficial for you. And it just gives such a nice, elegant taste to it. Can't go wrong with cinnamon. Put my raisins down. Ready for it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little test. Turn it up just a little bit. Because I really want it to, I don't want it to be hot, too hot. I want to be hot enough to where it just starts to give that cook. So it starts to see those bubbles in the middle of it. It's a little junior pancake right there. A little test junior pancake. Thank you for your service, pancake. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this side. Just drop those things right in there. I had made these pancakes before on a live, and I got a lot of feedback from it. So I decided I'd go there again and make these wonderful pancakes today with you all. Go ahead and drop some raisins right over in there. Oh, they're beautiful. They smell great. I always have that one part of the griddle that cooks really fast. Drop some raisins over in that. Got one left. My last pancake. And with this one, let's do a little experimentation. Let's add a blueberry, a couple blueberries in there, and some raisins. Ooh. Ooh. A few more raisins there. I love raisins because, like I say, they have that sugar element, natural sugar element to them. And where's a spatula when you need it? And voila! By the magic of television, I have a spatula. Check the bottom, move those around. Turn my pan up just a smidge. And when you're cooking pancakes, particularly when I use quinoa, you know, I have to make sure that it doesn't stick. Even though I have oil on the pan, still want to make sure it doesn't stick. And these are doing pretty good. Even my little baby over here. Flip my little pancake baby over. So this is BeatzNEatz, right? So you know I had to come with that beat. This beat, it's like if you're out on a lake and you're just riding, you're floating along, you're enjoying the sunshine and the weather and the sounds of the lake, and you hear this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That beat is just, it's just relaxing, like, and it still got that hard knock to it. It's so zen-like. 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 That's the word. So I'm gonna flip this one over here. Before I flip it, I'm just gonna add a little bit more butter. So when I do flip it, and it'll have something to land on. Got it. Looks like this one is ready to flip as well. You see that nice little golden crispiness on the outside of it? That's what I'm going for. That's the move. I love a good pancake flip. I love a good pancake flip. Move that one over. Move that one over. Woo! You shouldn't get on my good shirt. My star checkout cook shirt. And if I had, like, what they call it back in the day, smell-o-vision. If I had smell-o-vision right now, you guys be drooling all over your TV screen. Uh-huh. These quinoa, these griddle banana raisin quinoa pancakes are delicious. Delicious. They got a lot. Even though you're eating pancakes, you're still getting the quinoa, you're getting the blueberries, the pecans, you're getting the raisins. I mean, if you're going to eat pancakes, might as well add a little something healthy in there too, right? And maybe pair this with some sauteed vegetables or check the bottom. Those raisins are cooking on that side. And if you wanted raisins like all throughout your pancake, so when I flipped it over, could have added some raisins to the griddle. But I figured what we have is enough. We're gonna go with that. Like I said, this is your pancake. Take a look and see what's happening underneath. That's the blueberry one. That's the blueberry one. You see how that turned out beautifully? I'm actually gonna take this off. Have a look and see if this one, oh my gosh. You guys. You guys. You guys. You guys. Let's take a look at this one. Oh my gosh. That's just beauty in the pancake. If I had to call that pancake something, it would be called beautiful. It would. Your kids come and you made these pancakes with that quinoa in it. They're like, "Wow, these are the best pancakes ever." You're like, sip your drink. They don't know it's quinoa in it. They probably not eat quinoa any other, otherwise. Like, here's a bowl of quinoa, kid, eat that. They'd be like, turned up face. Unless you got that kid that's just like, yes, I love a good quinoa and a green tea, I don't know too many kids like that, but more power to them if there are. But, you can sneak this in on your kids. Oh, look at those raisins. Look at it. Look at it. So our pancakes are done, you guys. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and layer those pancakes with the blueberries and add some more butter to it. And the rest of we want to add raisins, we can. And those pecans, that honey. I'm going to sit my honey right here while this griddle is still hot. I'm going to turn it off and just let that heat up. And we're going to have some hot honey to go with that. Ready to plate? Let's do it. So we're back. Our griddle banana raisin quinoa pancakes have been plated. We've got that pancake mix. We have our almond milk in it. We have the cooked quinoa, extra awesome protein. We have our cinnamon, our protein powder, which is optional. We have our very ripe banana, which is our egg substitute if you don't want to add eggs. Our raisins that we cooked into the pancake on the griddle, our unsalted butter that we use to give those crispy edges to the pancake. I really like that. We finished it off with our blueberries, our pecans, and our hot honey. Oh my gosh. The benefits of cooking your own food. I discussed that in my book, After the Nest, the culinary edition. I'm just going to read you a quick excerpt from it. And this is the chapter 2, benefits of cooking your own meal. Benefit number 2, eat what you like. I encourage my clients to prepare foods they enjoy eating. If there's one particular food that you absolutely adored growing up, pancakes in my case, cook that. If there is one you completely abhor and were forced to eat as a kid, find an alternative that provides similar benefits, or find a way to spruce that food up to your liking. And I've always loved pancakes, as I said, and as I became an adult, I was like, what can I add to this pancake to add, the extra benefits of eating it? So I'm not just eating regular pancake mix or homemade pancake mix. But what can I add to it that's just gonna increase my livelihood? In this case, the fat from the pecans, the blueberry, the antioxidants in the blueberries, the quinoa, the protein in the quinoa, the almond milk. So add what you like, cook. You can do all kinds of things. So let's dig into this. I know I've been ready to dig into these pancakes for a minute. Have me some nice cold glass of almond milk to accompany it. You can't have pancakes without almond milk, or at least a good iced coffee. So let's get into this. Oh my gosh. I did one with the blueberries. I think this is it. Right? Yep, this is it. Make sure I get some honey in there. Got drizzled down. It's silky and fluffy all at the same time. And they get those nuts in there. It's not too sweet. The honey does a lot of justice with the sweetness. And I want to find that blueberry piece. There it is, right there. Oh, there it is, right there. See that blueberry in there. And it's like a burst of just fun. Oh my gosh. So let me get me a fresh blueberry. Try to pick up some pecans with it. You guys, try this one Saturday. Like if you're doing a brunch, they're not gonna want to leave your spot when you make these pancakes. Just send them over to BeatzNEatz on YouTube. You'll see the complete way to make it, but you'll be the star. I promise you. I promise you. Let me pack up. And yeah, on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description. Enjoy some beats.